is Mary from Athena's Bibliotheca. I know, long time no see. Today I wanted to talk to you about my reading journal. I started this at the beginning of the year. This isn't going to be like most reading journals. It's not going to cover my stats or TBRs or anything. I just use this to document each book I read by making a collage of aesthetic photos that make me think of the story that I just read. And I just wanted to share it with you. I have some stickers on the front and one on the back. I want to get some more, but I haven't done that yet. So I guess this is kind of a what I've been reading this year thing too, because I'm going to go through each of the pages. First, when you open it, they had this index page. There's a couple of pages of it where I would write the date. So I just wrote the month and year because I'm hoping that this will last more than 1 year. We're only this far into it, so I think it'll last more than 1 year. We'll see. And then the second section, I put the title and author, and then I put the star rating. For separating each of the months, I would make a monthly cover page, I guess you would say. I chose a character that I liked, and I would make the collage based off of a character I liked rather than a book. And in this case, it was Jack Frost. The first book I read was The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. This book was so good. I ended up giving it 4 stars, but every time I think about it, I feel like I should have given it 5 instead. So take that as you will. Then my friend convinced me to read the first book in the Wheel of Time series. I also read the prequel too. It was actually pretty good, and I want to get to the second one. They're just intimidating reads, so I haven't done that yet. And then I read Nancy Drew. I have a couple more in here, but I feel like Nancy Drew is just not my thing. If you don't have nostalgia attached to it, it's just not that entertaining to me. I'm sorry, any Nancy Drew fans. Then I finally got to Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood. It was so good. I love it a lot, so much. Lava? Lava? I love Lava so much. But then I read The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. Definitely a read. At least try it out if you're a Disney fan, because it just has that vibes to it. It's just adorable. Then I got to The Rise of Kyoshi, which Kyoshi is an awesome human being and deserves all the hype she gets. So, still haven't gotten to the sequel though. It's on my list though. I will get to it. Okay, then it's February, and I had a Sailor Moon theme for the cover page. This is one of my favorite collages that I've made so far in this book. I love it so much, but I'm also super into Sailor Moon, so that could be the cause of my love for it. But it's just so pretty. Look at it. Then I read the Graceling graphic novel, and I think I'm not a graphic novel person, like adaptation, because I never like it as much as I like the original story. But I also wasn't the biggest fan of the art in this book either, so that could be part of it as well. Then I read The Love Hypothesis. So good. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would, because some of the critiques that I've heard about it made me like, I don't know if that's gonna be for me, but I liked it too much to care about those critiques, so I recommend this one, along with everyone else on Book Talk. Then I read A Court of Silver Flames, and if I wasn't reading the Sarah J. Maas books for this read-along that I was doing, I probably would never even pick this up, because Okay, this is gonna be going into a little rant about ACOTAR, but I did not like it as much as everyone else did. I liked the first one well enough. Akamath, the one that everyone praises, is Sarah J. Maas's best work ever in literature. It just made me angry. It just made me really upset. Akko War was actually my favorite, but I still didn't care for it that much. But of course, Silver Flames, I love this story so much, and it surprised me because I didn't really care for Nesta until this story. So, but I adored this book. Okay, then we go into March, and March is my birthday month, so I chose Tinkerbell because I love Tinkerbell with all my being as my cover page. That's what the pictures represent, is Tinkerbell. Just love it so much. Tinkerbell's awesome. This is my next try of reading a Nancy Drew book. It was okay. I'm just not a Nancy Drew mystery story person. But I think there's one more after this before I just give up on Nancy Drew. But okay, then I read Song of Silver Flame Like Night for a book club thing. And I was so sad that I didn't like this. I mean, it was okay. I think I ended up giving it 3 stars. It was just boring. Nothing really happened. I mean, things happened, but I don't know why. It just was really boring to me. The way I'm talking, I feel like I should have given it less than 3 stars, but... And then I got to House of Sky and Breath, and I enjoyed it a lot. I'm pretty sure I still gave it 5 stars. Yeah, I gave it 5 stars still. The ending, I'm not sure about it yet. Like, I think I like it, but it depends on how Sarah J. Maas takes it in the sequel, so we'll see if I like the ending or not. Then I finally got to the Marionettes by Kate Wismer. I follow her AuthorTube. Actually, I followed her before it was AuthorTube and she was just doing book videos. But I've never read any of her books, even though like she talks about them all the time, obviously, since she's the AuthorTube now. And it was really good. I enjoyed myself quite a lot. The endings in her books are real. Like, if you're liking the book, immediately get the sequel because you're gonna not want to stop at that because the endings are always horrible. I mean, I've only read 2. It was really good and really creepy some parts. Then I read Praise, which does not, like, people that I follow on YouTube talk about it a lot, and I'm like, okay, I'll give it a try. I didn't think I was gonna like it as much as I did because it's a ex-boyfriend's dad romance. And it doesn't sound like my cup of tea if you know my reading taste at all, but I loved it so much. It was so good. I loved it a lot. Then I read another Nancy Drew, and I think this is the last Nancy Drew I read. I really like the collage that I made for it though. It's pretty. But yeah, after this one, I'm pretty sure I gave up on Nancy Drew, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't have enough nostalgia attached to Nancy Drew for me to like this series, so that's over with. I'm done. No more for me. Then I finally got to Walking in a Witchy Wonderland, which is Juliet Cross's a short story collection for the Stay a Spell series, and it was so cute and I loved it a lot. Stay a Spell series is so cute and everyone should read it. Have I read the last one yet? No, but that's because I don't want it to end yet. Even though I know that there's supposed to be a spin-off series that she's gonna do, but it's not gonna be about the Savoy sisters anymore. I'm hoping to get to the last one this month. We'll see if that actually happens. Then April, I decided to do a Violet Evergarden theme for the cover page. This is another one I really like. I like this cover page a lot, but if you've never seen Violet Evergarden, it's an anime. Out of all the anime that I watch, I feel like Violet Evergarden is the most, like, I could ask anyone to watch it and they'd like it. Like, anyone would like this show. It's so pretty. The story is amazing. The art, like, it's the animation of this show is like top tier, like one of the best animations that I've ever seen in anime, in my opinion anyway. It was so good. Then, so I read volume 6 and 7 for Frieren, Beyond Journey's End. This manga is so cute and also really depressing, so take it what you will. The first one is the most depressing one, and then it gets not, I guess I'll say lighthearted. I mean, still kind of has a sad feel to it, but I love it so much. And I am so excited that the anime is coming out soon. I'm beyond ecstatic for the anime. Then I read the first 4 volumes of Banana Fish. Another one where the anime is amazing, and I recommend the anime. I'd also recommend looking up trigger warnings because it covers some very serious topics that could be triggering for some people. So look at the trigger warnings before you read the manga or look up the anime. And I had to put this picture in here because this scene, if you've ever seen the anime, is what got me to keep going. I love this scene so much. At least make it to the scene before you quit if you want, if you're hesitant about watching it. Then I read Florography, which is just a book that goes through different flowers and their meanings and the story behind their meanings. It's actually pretty interesting, and if that sounds like something that would be entertaining to you, I would pick it up. It's really good. Then I have a blank page because I accidentally started putting the pictures on this page instead of this page, and I can't do anything about it anymore. Then I read Witch Hat Atelier, I don't know, but this one was pretty interesting. It's about someone that wants to become a witch. I haven't picked up the sequel, the next volume yet, but I really should get to that. And then May, I did a Rapunzel Tangled theme, and it's adorable, and I love it. I like that I have both her long hair and her cut hair at the end. I think it's cute. The first book I read in May was Ruthless Creatures by J.T. Geisinger. I thought this book was a fun time, and I think I gave it 5 stars at the time, but like I never think about it and I barely remember anything about it, so I feel like it shouldn't have been 5 stars. Take that what you will. Then I read the book that I thought was going to be my best book of the year, which was Swarthing. This book, I am definitely a part of the hype. I loved it so much. Do I see why people wouldn't like it? Yes. Does that detract from my 5-star rating in any way possible? No. Because I had such a great time reading this, and I'm so excited for the sequel. It's so close to being here. But I do recommend reading this book if you are so inclined to do so. This is then I read Wicked Souls by Kate Wismer. This is the sequel to the Marionettes. The thing about it is that I haven't continued on, but that was because Kate Wismer announced that she was going to have a Kickstarter because the last book in the series is coming out soon, and so she made a Kickstarter where you could buy all the books at one time in hardcover and have special edition and like swag and stuff, and I got it, so I've been waiting for that to come out. I might get the Kindle version of the next one, but I know how cliffhangery, there was a cliffhanger in this one, so it's killing me, but I know how cliffhangery her books are, and I want to be able to binge it because I know I'm going to want to binge it. So we'll see whether I keep going or not. Then I finally got to read The Sun and the Star by Rick Riordan and Mark Oshiro, and this was a fun time. I love Nico. He is precious, and I love him, and I just want to give him a hug, even though he would hate it. I want to give him a hug so bad. And Will and Nico are so cute together, and I like how this story, well, they're like in an established relationship in this story, already, but the story helps them to like come to terms with the evil, I guess, in both of them, and I just really liked how they worked that out. And this picture is so funny to me, and I love it because it's perfect for them. Then I read The Black Mage because I followed the artist for this on TikTok. I think I follow him on Instagram as well, and I decided to pick it up. It was okay. I'm sorry. It was just okay. And then I read Flawless by Elsie Silver, which is everywhere if you follow anybody in the romance community. And I also am a part of this hype. Not as much as some people are about it, because I liked it. I didn't like it as much as a lot of people did, but I did have a fun time when I was reading it. And then this is the June, and I decided to go with Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon because Hiccup is awesome, and if you say otherwise, I can't hear you. This was when Katie Coulson did her Tinder readathon in her Patreon, and some of my choices were Heartstopper, so this was actually the second time I read Heartstopper, because the first time I thought it was okay, and I was like, okay, I'll give it another shot, and I still think it's just okay. I'm sorry. I want to keep going because I really want to watch the TV show. No one says I have to finish the series to watch the TV show, but in my heart, I need to finish the series to watch the TV show, so what are you gonna do? And then I read Ace, What Asexuality Reveals About Desire, Society, and the Meaning of Sex by Angela Shen, and it was really good. If you don't know much about asexuality, I think it's a good starter book for people to get to know about it, and it was very eye-opening for me as well. Then I also read Hounded for the TBR Tinder, and I had a fun time, and I really liked it, and I want to continue, but I haven't yet. Obviously, I would know, not you, because we haven't gone that far, but I haven't gone on to the next one, but I want to. I really had a fun time. Then I read Get a Life, Chloe Brown, and I can understand the hype for this one. It was really good, and once again, I haven't continued. That's a theme in my life of reading, is that I start a series and then I don't continue it. I just read the first one and I'm like, oh, that's good, I'm done. Even if I really like the series, I'm just like, no, I'm good. I don't even have a this one though, I don't have the sequel, so I can't read it. This one I don't got the sequel. The Marionettes, I don't have a sequel. I can't say that for Wheel of Time. I have a sequel. It's just intimidating and I don't want to read it. And then I read the first and second volumes of Spy Family, and Spy Family is adorable, and everything everybody says about it is true. Have I finished it? No. Have I continued it? No. Do I want to? Yes. Just assume that if I liked it, I want to continue it. I'm just... don't. And then for July, my July cover spread was on Aang from Avatar: The Last Airbender. If I had to get rid of every single show, movie I've ever watched, and only to save one show, I would save Avatar: The Last Airbender. The first book I read in July was Ava's Demon, book 1, Reborn. This was cute, and the art is gorgeous. Apparently I know you can read it online, but I just randomly saw it one day at Walmart, and I just thought it was pretty, and I bought it, and I read it, and there's not much more to it than that. Now, we're on to the book that I'm pretty sure is going to be my #1 book of the year, because it's amazing, and I love it so much, and that's A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. Okay, so I thought I was gonna like this, but I didn't know I was gonna love this so much. It was so good. If you like to read, you should pick this up. It's so good. Then I got my hands on Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Rift, the library edition, which is the ones I'm trying to collect. So I read it, and it was a fun time. Aang and Toph decided to go into a little. They have very opposing views about things. So that's what this was about, and it was a fun time. Then I read Carry On by Rainbow Rowell, and it's adorable, and I instantly looked up fan fiction about it, so if that tells you anything. Then the last book I read in July was The Sprite and the Gardener. And okay, so I previously I already said that I like Tinkerbell, and usually I want more books about fairies like Tinkerbell, not fairies like in ACOTAR, because I love fairies like Tinkerbell, and you very rarely see it unless it's like a children's book, and this is kind of a children's book. But if you have any recommendations for like a YA or adult book about fairies that are like Tinkerbell or in that kind of vein of fairies, hit me up, recommend them, because I really want to read them. But I brought that up because this story is like that. It's a graphic novel, and I know I just said that I didn't really care much for graphic novels, but this is an exception. It's so pretty. The art is gorgeous. The story is adorable, and it's perfect in every way. I don't know what to tell you. That was all of the ones that I had read already before I put this down, and I wanted to do a few of the pages with you to show you exactly what I do to put them down. Usually I just find pictures on Pinterest that I think represent whatever book I've read and whatever character I decide is going to be the theme for that month. And then I print them out on sticker paper to put in the book. I used to just print them on regular paper until I got sticker paper, and sticker paper is life. First we'll do the cover page, and I printed out pictures for Marionette Du Shang from Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir. Don't come for me, I haven't seen any of the show in so long. I think the last episode I watched was like the twin episode. If you know what I'm talking about, I don't know. It's been a long time since I picked up the show because they're doing stupid things with the characters and stuff, and I hate it. But I really love Marionettes, so we're doing a cover page for her. So that would be my cover page and how I did that. Just random pictures that I think represent that person or character in a TV show, whatever. And this is how it comes out. I usually somewhere put a picture with the month on it, obviously, because it's the cover page. So my 2 books that I read in August, because I just read 2 books in August because I read nothing. And once you see what they are, you're like, Mary, you did read nothing. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, I didn't. But the first thing I read was Monstress, the volume 1. This was a comic and it was so good. I loved it so much. I didn't realize how gory it was gonna be, so there's that. And I'm also surprised I liked this as much as I did. But top tier. Highly recommend. The art is also really gorgeous. So if anything, you can just stare at the art. Now this is the one from Monstress. I'm actually pretty proud of this one, and I really like this one a lot, actually. The next book I read was the 8th volume of Frieren. Oh, once again, recommend the series if you haven't read it or heard of it yet before. It's so good. Anime's coming out if you're more into an anime person than the manga reading person. Can't wait. Anyways, let's get on to Frieren. And there's the last one. Ignore how crooked I put some of these pictures, and it looks perfectly fine. Yep, that is my reading journal and all of the ones that I've done so far. Thanks for checking out this video. I make no promises that there'll be more.